There are few on-screen elements that can match the delight of having a complex female protagonist. There's something profoundly satisfying in watching women take up space with all of their strengths and flaws and complications. Motel California Season 1 tries to offer up such a female protagonist, Kan-hee. The K-drama is absolutely entrenched in Kan-hee's story, her trauma, and her emotions. However, it fails to live up to her potential. The K-drama revolves around Kan-hee, telling us how she grew up in a small town called Hanayup in the motel that her father owned. Having a foreign mother, Kan-hee was plagued by discriminating comments and stares all through her childhood, made worse by her mother's scandalous death. When she grows up, she heads for Seoul and leaves behind her father, her friends, and her best friend Yeon-soo. Years later, life brings her back to the small town. While the drama is essentially a romance between Kan-hee and Yeon-soo, Kan-hee remains the hook of the narrative. It starts out really well. Kan-hee is a feisty young woman who doesn't back down from all the gossipy townspeople and even old-school bullies. She snaps back at anyone who dares to insult her, but she's also riddled with doubt and insecurities. A great recipe for a complex female protagonist. However, the problem is that Kan-hee cannot stop seeing herself as a victim. And the drama cannot stop reminding us that she is a victim. Of discrimination, of bullying, of bad parenting, of broken promises, you name it. This leads to a cycle of self-pity that her character cannot seem to break out of. So we watch her wallow in pity, push all her loved ones away, and treat them unkindly, all while they offer genuine care and affection. Unlikable characters make for good entertainment all the time, but Kan-hee is frustrating to watch. Yes, this might be a realistic portrait of a person in her circumstances. But it's just not good entertainment. Her prickly behavior quickly becomes monotonous and her moral high ground isn't convincing anymore. Motel California's writing doesn't help either. Like Kan-hee's character, the K-drama kicks off with plenty of potential. You get a feisty young woman and her puppy dog-eyed best friend. A best friends to lovers arc that starts a lot sooner than expected. A group of underdog friends who all banded together as kids. A rich and charismatic second lead. A wise and cheerful but sometimes mysterious father. Coupled with this is the show's unique ability to build an atmosphere, particularly through the cinematography and the soundtrack. Soft, dreamy shots and lilting, melodious music come together to highlight the story's emotions, whether romance or heartbreak. It's even more effective when the story lingers in angst and melancholy, which it often does. Which is why it is all the more frustrating when the plot begins to unravel. Instead of focusing on the characters' complicated emotions, the series gets stuck in an infuriating trajectory where the main leads get a glimpse of happiness only for it to be followed by misfortune. We get small moments of joy basically bookended by larger tragic revelations, and after a few cycles of this, it becomes tedious. Predictable tropes repeat themselves and the supporting characters get rushed, haphazard conclusions. This up and down movement of the story goes on for most of the last few episodes, and when the end comes, it is with a sigh of relief.